Welcome to the 5th Patafour Devlog. It's been a full year since the last devlog and a lot of things have changed since then. Let me and Rugnir introduce you to all the changes so far. First things first, we'd like to thank you for all the incredible reception of the first Patafour demo. It's been my most viewed, most commented and most liked video ever, and it warms my heart to see that my game was played and enjoyed by so many people. It's been an emotional roller coaster. We received a ton of support and a lot of useful feedback that we used to make the game better. In that year, the Patafour launcher has been opened over 18,000 times. That's a lot of Patapon fans out there. After the initial launch, we have focused our entire time on fixing the bugs and glitches that came out during the early days. The game was updated a couple of times, and for the winter season we prepared a special holiday event where you could gather unique Christmas-themed loot. From that point, the updates became less frequent and things have gone silent. What happened? About the same time when we launched the Christmas event, we already had huge plans on how to improve a lot of Patafour's code. Our biggest concerns were performance and modding support. We wanted the game to run as smoothly as possible even on the lowest end devices, and also to make it super easy to bring your own custom content into the game. People already found ways to make their own equipment and missions, but we wanted to go further and make everything even easier.
So the thing is, these refactors can sometimes take an awful lot of time. Sometimes it even requires us to rearrange huge parts of the game's code in order to support our new ideas. We were afraid that it was going to take us a really long time, but we decided to go for it anyway, because otherwise the content would pile up, the lack of optimizations, proper organization, it would bite us back in the ass. The Patafour code has been continuously evolving and supporting new, amazing methods, being much more efficient. However, the game visually, it looks mostly the same, which to some people might bring the idea that the game's been abandoned or not having been worked on. That's one of the reasons we've made this video.
So, month of development passed, and we'd like to tell you the results we've got so far. The game now runs buttery smooth, even on the lowest end machines. People that suffered a lot of crashes and stutters making the game unplayable, the crashes and stutters are no more. Well, there is still a very slim range of machines that don't handle the game well, but it is several times lower than the feedback we got initially. We lowered the RAM usage by over 60% than what it used to be, and in comparison to 20% CPU being eaten on medium settings, now it sits comfortably at 5 to 8% during the most heavy places in the game. People are now able to boot up the game on ultra quality settings and enjoy it at full 240 frames per second. The results we got are absolutely amazing. Now something for the modders. Going more in depth into Patafour files, we changed a lot of files from unclear custom text formats into a neat looking and very extensible JSON format. It allows us to create new content easier than ever before, and it will be especially helpful for people that would like to tamper with the game files and create their own content. We have already prepared ways for people to create their own modpacks without interfering with the content that is canonical to the Patafour's story. It's really exciting, and we're going to keep extending the engine to support even more user-made stuff.
With these big behind-the-scenes code changes, we can open ourselves up to other platforms. Patafour in its current state can be compiled for Linux, and as far as we know, it runs on there without any major issues. We're going to keep on improving the stability on there, and that's something that we're going to work on in future. Patapons that have Mac Owocek will also be able to fully enjoy the Patafour experience as soon as the next version comes live. We also get asked a lot about a mobile release, and to answer all of your comments, yes, there will eventually be an Android port of Patafour, and even more, it's already been compiled and it does work. The results are far from perfect, but we have managed to launch an early version of the game on mobile devices, which is an enormous success. However, the Android port is going to require quite a bit more work from us to be finished, but you can be sure that it will eventually come. Some people even mentioned that Nintendo Switch support could be a possibility, and we looked into it. Our engine technically can work on Nintendo Switch, but it's unclear if it's going to be possible for the time being.
Now, let's talk about things that will be added in the next version. Current control support and keybind changing got the most feedback and critique. We are taking care of it. Now, we natively support DS4, Xbox and other controllers out of the box, and we made the controls a lot less painful to work with. Control tips at the bottom of the screen will also switch between your current keyboard settings and a controller depending on what you're actually using.
Something that we've received a lot of feedback on is the way that the Yaripons attack their enemies. Now we're working on a new attack system that will be 100% faithful to the attacks that you can see in the original Patapon games. We've studied them going frame by frame on many different scenarios, and we want to make it absolutely perfect for you guys.
Weather will be fully added to the game, as it was only seen on the Christmas event so far. One of the biggest areas of work for the upcoming release is the animation format. It will greatly change, making the game run more efficiently and allowing modders to easily create their own entities and animations for the game. The game will receive new missions and areas, including a new hunting mission and a boss mission. We will not spoil any details regarding the boss, but we are really excited to see how it will look in its final version, and we're super excited to see everything work in the game. There will be also a ton of smaller additions, like new equipment, new consumable items to drop, catching, many new dialogues and more ways to have fun in Patafour. And for the last change that we will talk about, there will be a certain new object in the ancient Patapolis. We know that it's been heavily anticipated and waited for, so we're excited to see it coming closer.
Now all of that having been said, some of these changes aren't fully fleshed out in the game yet. We still need a little bit more time to get everything finished up. The development takes a lot of our time, and we also have to manage it alongside university, work and other personal things, so we ask for you guys' patience. We promise it'll be worth the wait, just like the first Patafour demo, which took us years to finally get ready and deploy. Now we want to release everything in one big update rather than hundreds of smaller updates that can quickly get boring, and it will still take some time until we release the new and improved version to the public. However, if you'd like to test out what we currently have in store for you guys, you can consider supporting the project and get the latest development builds from our Discord server. Or, if you have enough programming knowledge, you can now compile the game yourself and have a look at it and try it out. Our GitHub page has been updated, and it now has a whole tutorial on how to build the game by yourself. We value all of the feedback, and we want to make Patafour the best it can be.
Thank you for watching the 5th Patafour Showcase. It was an amazing year, and I can't describe how many nice feelings went through my heart from reading all the comments and watching the videos of other people playing the game. Happy 1st Patafour anniversary! The next years will only get better and better, as the game will continue to grow. Patapon will be forever in our hearts.